All right, guys. Well, here we are back again, getting started on the bottom of this thing. I will admit that it does look intimidating when you sit and stare at it for a while, which is what I've been doing since I uh, got back with you here. Um, Always my goal when I'm looking at something like this is just trying to simplify it in my head as much as possible, and that means just separating out each individual little bit into its own kind of project and just really trying to simplify in every thought I have on the thing. What I'm seeing in the bottom is like these little tracks that kind of run horizontally along the body, and I think that those are, um, you know, actual tracks that the USB stick will slide along as it's being slid from the front to the back of the model. So um, there is a function to these things, so they need to be done well. Um, I'm going to actually just start off here by just firing up a sketch on this bottom surface, and I'm just going to kind of try to draw. Again, I'll be drawing half of what I see, and then I'll mirror it across, but I'm going to try to give just a really basic drawing of the pattern I see on the bottom here, and then I'm going to step in later with some smart dimensions and tighten it up. So uh, give me a second while I just kind of try to eyeball this thing, and let me just make sure I'm starting at the right direction here. So I actually want to probably, yeah, I guess I'll start at this side. Here we go. And just take a shot at this. Hold on. Okay, so there we go. So there's a good attempt. Kind of screwed up there at the last minute and threw in some extra lines that need to go. That's going to be one of them. And then this guy as well. Fine. All right, cool. So as you can see, guys, I'm just blocking it in. I'm just laying down kind of just a general representation of the pattern that I see and not getting too concerned about anything else. So got a couple more lines to add in here. I'm actually just going to kind of follow the opening of that cut extrude here real quick and just kind of fill this in and create a closed contour. Um, and if you thought I'm going to do a boss extrude up from that, you guessed right. That's what's coming. So let me just select here, and I'm going to right click with my mouse and drag up and grab my Smart Dimension tool and start laying in some dimensions here. So what I'm going to do is first start off with this guy right here, and there'll be another Smart Dimension right here as well. And there's going to be this one. Let's just keep going from there. I'm going to try to just kind of block in some dimensions here and fill them in later. As you can see, I'm just adding smart dimensions, and so we'll see how that goes. Let's just take a quick look here. All right, I'm going to start with that, and just bear with me as I sit here with my calipers and measure this thing. smart dimension tool's stuck on. Okay, here we go. I'm just needing to line these two things up. And for some reason they don't want to do that. So what I'll do is I'll actually put a smart dimension between here and here. And I'll just match it. Alright, coming around. Do this side. This side's a little bit different than the other side. It's subtle, but it is different. So, first I need to get this measurement. Excuse me, you don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, I'm going to take that off and take this off. And then I'm going to go like this. Okay, so this is the side that's a little bit wider than the other one. Oh, you don't like that one, okay. I think that this smart dimension here is kind of getting in my way as far as allowing me to finish out this set of smart dimensions. I need that to be 1.75. Okay, and my computer's just really acting weird. This I know is the same. It's going to be 0.6. There you go. Please accept that. So it works one way or the other. There you go. All right, now I'm feeling good. So I've pretty much got about half this thing drawn. Okay, and so I'm going to just go ahead and try to do a quickie little boss extrude and see what happens. Okay, so let's do that. Extruded boss base. Okay, it's a thin little feature, so I've got to really kind of pay attention to like how it's whatever the smallest measurement is I can make. 0.5 millimeter is what I get. 0.49 even. Yeah, even smaller than that. It's probably 0.45. All right, so that'll be that. Let me just mirror it across. You know, I could do that. Just go mirror, and we're gonna go whatever plane's in the middle, front plane. Feature to mirror will be this boss extrude. There you go. All right, so that's going to be that. And there you go. Now I got a couple more things I could kind of deal with, but I'm just sitting at about 9 minutes right now. So I'm going to probably get in here and just try to maybe knock out a couple more things. The other thing that I'm seeing is that there's these little tabs that are going to be kind of placeholders for the slider on the top. So, and then also there's one other kind of elephant in the room, which is the big cutout that goes here for the thumbprint. Why don't we actually just knock that out while we're here? Create a sketch on the model itself right there on the flat plane here, and I'm just going to start out at the kind of center point here, and I'm just going to draw out a nice L-shaped sketch like that, and I'm going to do what they call a two-point spline here, which is where you use the spline tool, but you just click twice and it looks like a straight line, but then you get a chance to arc it out using those handles. And then I also need to switch into my kind of wireframe mode here just to see what I'm up against. And then I'm going to take just a couple of measurements off my model on the size of this thing. Mine's about 4.5 here, the measurement of this line. There we go. And then let's see, it's just about a millimeter away from this line here. So from this line to this line is just about 1 millimeter. That's pretty much all I'm going to need in order to get this thing to work. I just maybe want to add a little bit of construction geometry, a little bit of line work here to do my mirror. I'll go mirror entities. I'll take this and this and this, and I'm just going to mirror it right across that line I just added. There you go. And then I'm going to do a cut extrude or an extruded cut right down into the model. And I'm just going to look at it here in wireframe mode to kind of see what I'm getting. 2.5 maybe? Yeah, maybe that looks about right. Okay, good. So we'll call that a day. Take a look at it with the shader on. Okay, it's coming along. All right, there you go. 11:52 for this video. So we're going to keep at it. Next thing we're going to do is start to tackle some of the grooves I see in this wall here, and then we'll start working on those tabs, which I'm obviously avoiding for the very simple reason that I haven't quite figured out how we're going to build them. So stay tuned. Talk to you later.